Hey, Ricky.
Hey, what's up, Tosh?
Hey, I just wanted to ask, are you available Wednesday at like 5 to meet at the home?
With who?
It would just be my partner Davis, but he'd be over there if that
Yeah, why do
worked.
I need to be there?
I'm sorry?
Why do I need to be there?
Oh, if you were gonna leave the key, I didn't know if you wanted.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The back door's freaking wide open, so I don't even have a key to it.
Okay, all right, no worries. I just wanted to make sure. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the fucking back door's wide open.
no, you're chilling. It's all right. Well, I guess.
We shut it back, but the back door's open. That's how we got in the house.
All right, I'll let him know then, but he'll be over there Wednesday.
No problem, man. Sorry about
Alright.
that. Yep, but
No.
if I need to be, I can, but I really am. I prefer not to be there because I don't get off until it's set.
Nah, it works better anyway. He can be on his own time. You can do your own thing. So I
Just let
appreciate.
him know. Yeah, just let him know that everything's in the back. Or the, he has my permission, of course, but everything's in the back of the house, or in the I mean the back of the house, the back door.
Yeah, I got you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right,
Thanks for
thanks.
everything, man.
Bye. Hey, he said the back door's open, so you can honestly go any day, any time. But if you're gonna be there Wednesday, you can go any time. So he doesn't need to be there. He said.
Yeah, Wednesday I'm like literally right up the road from there, so
Okay.
I'll just pop by and get that in.
All right. Perfect. Letting you know.
So you got under contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
If you have any.
Alright. I just gotta run it by my broker to see what he thinks the best way to do it would be, I guess, for me. But I mean, overall, he's all about just he probably got a buyer anyways, so we'll figure something out.
All right. Just keep me up to date on it.
85.
What?
You got an 85.
80. Let me just make sure. It was less than that. Let me see.
84.
I have it right here. 83,208. It's like the exact number of his mortgage.
Damn, he really doesn't own anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I was gonna. You want me to just put it with Quarterman?
No, don't put it with Quarterman. Put it with like Morris Manning and Martin.
Morris Manning. Let me write that.
I think they changed the name not long, but actually, hold on. It's a long ass name, dude.
You like them better than Quarterman, or is there any reason? Just curious.
Quarterman.
What'd you say?
Quarterman's in Athens.
Oh, I guess yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they'd have to send somebody all the way up to.
Yeah, that's true.
There's really no point. I'm gonna text you the attorney.
All right, I'll get it into him today.
All right.
All right, thanks.
You may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey JR, this is Kish. I'm the one that I'm looking to wholesale that property, and I know we got title work going. I just want to get an update since it's been about a week. I know we were looking to close this week. I think I had on the contract the 21st with the original homeowner. So let me know how that's kind of coming along. I'll probably send you an email as well. You can call me back here or my cell phone. I'm good. I apologize. I know I was supposed to call back at around 3 on Friday. I got super busy. I got caught up.
Yeah, I know y'all were calling me about road.
Correct.
But I'm not gonna sell that property. But I have a property that a family of mine owned. Well, the deceased died, but the nephew is over the property, which he wants to sell, but he got to get everything turned over to his name. And I was trying to figure out can y'all lead me in the right direction of that?
Yeah, like he needs to. Was that property
The property is Road, Athens, Georgia.
Was that property willed down to him, or would he need to probate it?
He gonna have to probate it because she had did some things but didn't finish before she died.
Okay. So she didn't
But
put it in.
he gonna have to probate it.
So she didn't put it in anybody's name before she.
Right. That's right.
Okay. Well,
But the next of kin that's living is her nephew.
and is that property vacant now, I guess?
Yeah, it's vacant. Nobody live there, but he have got of age to where he want to sell the property if he can get everything straightened out.
Okay.
I do know for a fact he wants to sell it. He just wants to do away with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm more than happy to help him. We've dealt with a lot of probates in the past, so in the end of the day, it just goes down to finding a good probate attorney, right?
Right.
And
I had started certain things, but when the COVID happened, I dropped the ball, and now I don't know which way to go with it because there's so much happening now to where everywhere I go in, they tell me, well, you need an appointment to talk to this, you need this, and then when I call, I don't get no answer. I'm just having a hard time with helping them.
Okay. Well, is it something where you want me to go through you and you go through him? Or how do you want...
Well, yeah, because he of age, you calling right now, he'll have a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay, yeah. No worries.
If I'm in his face, he will understand me to talk to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. What's the situation? Like, obviously, it's a bit of a sensitive question, but if obviously probates cost money, right? Is he willing to pay for that probate process to take place? I can get him, obviously. I have a really good probate attorney that charges way cheaper than most people, but I don't know what that number is. But does he know that he'd have to pay for that process, right?
Yeah, he know that it gonna cost a little money to get things started, but he don't know how much, and I don't either. So that's why I can't speak his budget or the budget on it because I don't know how much that needs.
Okay. Well, kind of moving forward, do you have any idea what he wanted to sell it for, or he really has no idea yet?
He have no idea yet, but it pretty much to a point to where I know he got to hurry up and do something because he like almost 80.
Okay.
And he don't want to see. I'm helping them, and I don't want to get nothing to happen to him. And then the county end up with the property, and I don't even want it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you just want to help him not get screwed over or anything that way.
That's right, screwed over, and I'm just gonna use this for example. If he end up with $25,000 for the property, it'll be $25,000 to the good to him.
I have a great probate attorney out here. Do you mind if I talk to them about the situation, and then I can kind of point both of you in the right direction with them? They're super polite people, and they do it pretty quickly. So as long as he's cooperating, it just takes some information, right? At the end of the day, it's just getting that information to them as quick as possible, because probates, they take a while sometimes, up to like 6 months, but we can try to get it within a month or two.
Right.
And then we can.
He basically saying whatever. That's what he basically saying now. Cause now it costing them $800 something paying the taxes when 2 years ago they weren't paying them but $244.
Yeah.
So now.
Let's do that. I'll reach out around this time tomorrow, and I'll try to get. I'll probably have some info about the attorney as well.
Okay then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
So these are the emails I love getting. Obviously, finding the right attorney for your deals is super good. So if you're in South Carolina or around the Columbia area, you got a deal, JR is the man. But we got a deal looking to close by the end of the week. Already got the buyer signed. Should be making $5K. They put down $1K EMD. So always keeping on top of those attorneys has been super helpful in the business. Okay. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we kind of buy properties that I guess you could say are as is, and then we buy properties that are basically up to 2021 standards. To give you a to give me a rough idea, which one would it kind of fall in?
I'm not sure what 2021 standards are.
I mean, the updated kitchen with the bells. People when they buy homes in 2021, I mean, they're looking for the bells and whistles, the new roof, the updated appliances, the fresh carpet, fresh painting. Sometimes new AC unit, just depends, right? But hope that kind of makes sense.
Well, the carpet is not fresh. The paint may be fresh. The roof may not be. The roof is probably about a couple years old. It's not too long ago.
Well, here, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be the right buyer for you just because we buy properties that we can add value to. So I'm not going to come in here and offend you or anything like that. That wouldn't do me or you any good, right? But I mean, from the sounds of it, it's a pretty nice home. Would you be open to the opportunity to letting us? My partner is a real estate agent. Would you consider us staying in contact with you for that possibility?
No problem. Do you or any of your referrals do anything with raw land?
We do a lot of vacant land and single family. We even dabble a little bit in the commercial. But if you do have, what kind of land is it? Is it zoned for like single family or mobile homes or?
Well, the bottom line is that I have a couple acres of land over in Lithonia, near where this home is.
Yeah.
That is, was at one point slated for a subdivision, but the infrastructure never got put in, and the subdivision kind of petered out.
So that JR battle, the one in South Carolina, that one had. I contacted the attorney today, and he sent me back an email that he said the paperwork will be back Wednesday at 5. And if the paperwork comes back, the title comes back clear, he'll close Thursday morning. But he said he'll contact the seller and the buyer to schedule a time because the seller's not even in the state, so he has to do a mobile notary. Yeah. Which I don't know how well that will go, but the other one, Davis said he'll put it on the MLS.
Is that the rookie?
Yes.
I heard that you got it under contract for exactly his mortgage.
Exactly the mortgage. Just wants to walk away with it. We'll put on the MLS. He's going Wednesday. And then I have another one in Athens, but it's going into probate. But I think we can make the money off of it. But that'll probably take 3 months. So
Yeah, how long does it normally take for probate?
if they don't have a will and stuff like that, it takes a while.
Really?
He did not have a will.
I heard when she was saying he's like really old.
Yeah.
So she's gonna help out with all that stuff?
She's gonna be the
Are
middleman.
you just
'cause he-
basically talking to her then?
Yeah. But she's gonna meet him at Davis at the house. And then we'll get a better idea of the condition and stuff like that.
She doesn't know the condition?
No, apparently it's been vacant for years, so I don't know. But that probably means she had a low price in mind, so we'll see.
What was it?
Well, she said 25K, but she says it as an example. So,
Did you
but
comp it?
Zillow said 137. I haven't comped it yet,
And she threw out 25K?
but as an example. But I don't know if that was like. She kind of set a bar at that number, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Davis gonna offer anything when he goes?
Yeah, well, I wanted to refer it. I wanted to get him on it because he knows a probate attorney. And so he wanted me to talk to her. I said, why don't you just talk to her and make the offer on Monday, and we'll put it under contract and get it under contract. And then if anybody comes Well, the probate attorney gets paid when it closes, when the deal closes. So if anybody tries to come in, the probate attorney will cloud the title. Like if she tries to backdoor us or something. So it's kind of like we're safe. But this was also a deal where I didn't reach out about that property. It was just, we asked, does she have anything else? And that's how she got it. And that's how we got it. So I don't know if anybody's reaching out about that property. If they did, they're trying to reach a dead person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so like in those when you used to do it, did you have to pretty much stick to a script the whole time? Was it you going off the script a lot or figuring out your own lingo or?
Well, it depends. I mean, like I said, you talk with the customer like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so you can sell directly then.
Yeah.
And I also, a couple of months back, I used to work on an Australian project, and Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste your time if you actually weren't selling it. I'm not going to be the guy that can come in and pay full retail, but
Yeah, so like when I asked, why does she want to sell? That stupid little question started pulling out, I'm 78, we don't go there anymore. I would have never known that, right? Like, but that's actual motivation to sell, right? And that's a really good property. He said it's lakefront. And this is something you wouldn't know, but I know because I know that area. Like that's a lot of people want that. I could resell that.
Lakefront property, right?
Yeah, there, because there's not many lakes in Georgia. So not taking that as like I'm taking advantage of somebody. We genuinely help out people, whether they're in foreclosure. We can help them from getting to stop foreclosure. Like when somebody's in foreclosure, that property is going to be taken away from them by the bank because they couldn't pay their payments anymore. So today's the 19th. It's Wednesday, May 19th. I appreciate you guys watching this far. Hope you guys are enjoying the first vlog of kind of just walking through the wholesale business. I'm trying to ramp things up. I've never really been this committed to kind of growing the business and actually doing what's necessary. Enough of the motivation stuff. We're now focused on what it takes, and that's discipline. So today is pretty jam-packed. This whole week's been pretty good so far, if you guys have already seen the video. Bringing on 2 cold callers yesterday. I had the interview. I'm not sure if I got a little bit of that on camera, but I did the interview with the second caller from the Philippines. The first guy is from Pakistan, so I'm doing that. I have a training with him today. We're actually going to hop on the dialer. I might show you guys a little bit about that. So we're hopping on the dialer, and then I'm going to have him hop on the dialer as well, but just so he can kind of, the best way I feel like to train is to put him in the shoes, and in this case, me actually training them, the best way would just be to call myself, right, and see what it's like. I've showed him some recordings. I sent him some last night of some of the better ones that he could take things from. I don't expect him to be super good, but it's just training and doing things every single week, sales calls. It's something I'm learning new as well. So I'm doing the training with him, and I'm doing my initial training with the Filipino cold caller. He's actually been in the real estate space before, so it'll be pretty cool. But that's pretty much, I have a guy going to view a property today, and hopefully lock it up. Well, this one we actually locked up, and then he's going to view another one tomorrow, both out in Georgia. So hope you guys are enjoying the vlog so far. It's only Wednesday. This is probably going to go till Sunday, so stick around. And I got to hop on a call right now. Yo.
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I'm chilling.
What's going on? You're not feeling well, or what?
Oh no, it was a dermatologist appointment. It was for like, hey Keith.
Yeah.
Hey Keith, this is Kish. A little bit out of the blue, but I honestly just want to see if you would ever consider a cash offer for that Ridgewood home you own in Hartwell.
Yeah.
You're looking to sell it?
Well, I'll give it some thought. I mean, it's not on the market currently, and I would probably need to do a few things to get it ready to sell. But
yes, I've considered selling it. I'm sorry, who is this?
Yeah, I guess I should kind of introduce myself more. Again, my name was Kish. We're actually kind of investors slash rental buyers, flippers out in the Hartwell area. We're mainly out of the Athens market, but we kind of...
I live in Athens, so that's my lake house up there in Hartwell.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So we're kind of just looking for property up there. We do buy as is, so I know you were saying like you might have to get stuff ready. So we typically buy off market, just kind of direct to seller, and then we buy it as is, so you don't really have to fix up anything. It's just as it sits right now. That's how we buy it.
That's sort of attractive. I mean, I'm not looking for a quick sell.
Yeah.
But obviously, if the price was right, you know, I could make it happen pretty quickly. So
These are the neighborhood properties. Right?
These are, yeah. So this was his. This is 430. So this doesn't have a filter on it. So when I go in and click on this, this was sold in 2018. So that's not. So 430. It's probably worth 550 now. But you can go and click. Don't forget lot lines. And this is the one I had seen.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I just got off the phone with the attorney. So this deal I'm doing out in South Carolina, it's a small one, probably gonna make about $5,000. But we were supposed to get title back, which we did today, and I just got a call from the seller or the buyer, that she lost her job. I told her I feel bad and everything, but it happens. She didn't want to purchase the property anymore, so I'm asking $17.5. It's for like this pretty bad condition mobile home in South Carolina. So now I found her through Facebook Marketplace, so now I've just been scouring Facebook to try to find another buyer, which I don't think it should be an issue. It's just never as easy for some reason. It's happened in the past to me where you have to go back and try to find another buyer. For some reason, it's just not as easy. People are not eager to buy it anymore, which I get it because they're skeptical of why the other people backed out. But in the message I said buyer couldn't perform due to loss of job. So probably going to have a few people go out, but it ended up working out really well just fortunately, the title came back, and the only thing was they needed to get a death certificate because this was like an older probate and something wasn't filed with the death certificate. So that's going to take the seller a few days, so it doesn't look like I'm not performing. It'll give me a few days, so it works out really well. Unfortunately, she lost her earnest money. Business is business, right? She left me hanging one day before closing. So now we're going to extend closing a few days, and now we just have to try to find and dispo it. So things happen. This is actually one of them that's not gone smooth in a while, so it happens in the business. I mean, in the end of the day, it's wholesaling real estate is just finding distressed properties, making offers on them below market value, and then assigning it. It's called assigning it to a cash buyer, right? If you want to get into real estate, right, it's a very easy business. It's very simple, but it's not easy, right? So how I started, you've probably seen my videos, I used to drive for dollars, what it's called, and you just drive around your neighborhood, look for some of the worst of the worst, and then try to contact them. And there's free ways you can do it. Obviously you got to pay like stuff like gas money, but you can make it happen if you really want to. I mean, people, you can make a $10,000 check in 30 days if you really put your mind to it. It just, are you willing to go around, drive, call hundreds of people every single day and make offers? I mean, it's one of those businesses where you're going to fail, but you keep failing until it works, right? That's how I never really took a course. I just learned from YouTube, and that includes people like, some good ones I would recommend to you are like Flip with Rick. Really cool, young dude, and him and his dad do it. I think they have really good YouTube content, and it's targeted towards people trying to find their first deal. Max Maxwell's a good one. Or if you wanted to go about it the free route, you could just go write down addresses, take a pen and paper, stop by the home, write the address, and then reverse look that address on websites like True People Search, which should give you the homeowner, or the most likely the homeowner, and sometimes it'll give you phone numbers, sometimes it won't, but when it does, you give them a call and try to get in contact with that homeowner and say, hey, my name's Kish, I was in the neighborhood, I noticed you owned a property over on 123 Main Street, do you have any interest, would you ever consider a cash offer for it? I got you. Well, just become obsessed. That's all you got to do, and it'll come naturally. So, I gotta head out. I'm going to dinner. So, but it's good talking to you, man.
Thank you so much, bro. I'm gonna be in touch with you. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
You can see straight through to the ground, things like that. Overall, I mean, offering the service of handling the probate from start to finish, and then doing all that, which she loved. I think, if she muttered 25, I think 25 is decent to lock it up, and I think on the back end we could probably resell it for like 60, 65, maybe even 70.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Well, what did you discuss with her?
So when I got there, she like, the person or the door wasn't unlocked, so we had to call and like wait for this guy to get there. By the time he got there, she said she had to leave for me to just walk through it.
Okay.
So I tried to discuss price with her a little bit. She said just get back with me, once you get done and let me know. So I wanted to see everything. I got pictures, but overall, I think if we can offer 25, and if that's what she muttered, she'd take.
Okay.
Who's to say? It is 5 acres, so I don't know what the actual owner, is thinking. She's just his caretaker, so.
Yeah. You didn't discuss anything about like a probate attorney with her?
Yeah, we took care of all that. She understands that, we'll take care of that process.
Okay.
His biggest thing is he doesn't want it going into his name when he sells it. So what we'll have to do is get it probated over into his name. Which she has the death certificate already. So when we get that death certificate in, I'll turn everything to my probate attorney, Sarah. She'll take care of everything. That quit claim process is pretty quick, no? At that point? It literally takes 1 day. Okay, cool. So is it so going forward, obviously I'll make that offer. Going forward, make the offer, see what she says, see what he comes back with. If she muttered 25, I'd say, hey, look, I remember you said, 25 at one time. And I made it a point to show her, though, before she left. I went into that back room, I was like, hey, come here, I want you to see this. I made her a point. Okay. I made it a point for her to see that those floors sunk in, and it's kind of bad on the backside, not gonna lie. Yeah. So I made it a point to show her that, so, when you go to make the offer, kind of stress, hey, like that back half of the house, it's going to have to come down to the studs, maybe even, replacing the studs. The house is slanting a little bit back there. There could be some foundation issues. It's not going to be a light rehab by any means. What do you think is our top, just so I know? Top, I'd say probably 45, 50. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll be at the. I was gonna say I'll probably try to get 25 to 30 or something, but I don't know. They could be. I'd say top is 45, honestly. Okay. I was gonna say. It has 5 acres. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think she's gonna think it's some ridiculous like 80K number, but. I really hope not, but I'll let you know. I'll call her today and see where she's at. Look, I remember you muttered that 25,000. I was having a weird thought today. I was like, I'm trying to hit like more niche lists in those markets, and I was like, what would it look like if we just built out? I know we've talked about it before, but built out like a driving team, like bro, like there's, and I know you like driving for dollars, right? Because it's like it's a list that literally nobody has. And I feel like it's the only way to get those properties that nobody knows about somehow. That for some reason they're not on that stupid list or... Yeah, I know. Like, there's a lot of them that aren't on this list. And I don't know. Like, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. But you just pay them $10 an hour and say, hey, look, we expect... You pay them like $9 an hour, and any house they get, you give them a bonus of like $75 or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we have a target like 60 homes equals 1 deal. So get in a 4-hour span. In a week, you should be getting an extra 2 deals out of it.
So I'm thinking like 50 a day, like bro, like you hand dial all those somehow, like you figure out.
Those are the ones that you can call, text, and mail, like just.
Yeah, and just like you have a little system going, but you like really need you don't really need any big team at all. You need like maybe you could bring on this acquisition to make those calls once you're comfortable, and then, I mean, you do the dispo and you get like 5 or 6 callers. That's your entire expense, and you're pulling like $30K a month off of 3 deals. Like
it'll literally be like a $6,000 a month overhead.
Yeah, with nothing.
Operation at that scale.
Exactly. It's like.
And you could dominate the entire area.
So it's now Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. As I said in the beginning, I don't know if I actually said it, but I'm not trying to make this some informational thing. It's more of just showing the journey. I'm not a killer entrepreneur or anything like that, but I'm actually taking this business as if it were a business and not a side hustle and stuff like that. So this morning we're doing some systems and processes. I'm putting them in place. I'm trying to figure out that fine line of always keeping leads trying to come in, but also working on building processes. Because from that, I went to an all-in conference, I think a week or 2 ago, and they really stressed of what it takes to take that business to the next level and treat it with standard SOP, standard operating procedures. So this morning I'm creating some looms. I don't know if you've used it, but the first time I'm using it for the cold call training. So I'm doing like a 3-part series just to kind of bring them on. So I've obviously trained them. This is at least what I'm going to be doing now, training them. And then a 3-part video series where they can just walk through it themselves. First is an introduction video talking about pay, company values, spiffs we do. Second is a cold call script, which I just did right now. And so that video took me about 25 minutes. These are the kind of things I'll keep kind of renewing in like as I'm going through this business. But for now, it can help me bring on these employees without spending 2 hours every time trying to walk them through it. And then a third video doing just kind of the dialer basic walkthrough. And then I'm going to be having another call with them. So I'll do the interview, bring them on, make them go through this video series once or twice, write down a bunch of questions, and then we'll do a follow-up with me for now. And then hopefully that'll be my team leader doing that follow-up, answering any questions. So I had a caller that was going to start today, and he was just trying to be stickler about the time. And so I just kind of let him go for now. I said, come back to me. He was a decent caller, but I said, come back to me when you're ready to go full time, because I'm still trying to figure out if I want to make them go full 8 hours or just like the last 4 killer hours in the afternoon, like 4 to 8 p.m. and then hire double the amount of callers to do that. So, because I know I do get the best response rate in those last 4 hours, but these are just kind of the things I'm trying to figure out. So I have to film that dialer walkthrough video, and I have to find a buyer today. We're putting a deal on the MLS, which is pretty exciting. And it's Friday, so not a ton of things happen. I create too much. I don't really get too many leads on Fridays, but I figured might as well spend the day creating some procedures and, you know, just building that company, making that next step to building it a little bit more automated, and truly just building a team. So I hope you guys are enjoying. It's not over yet. We're still filming this till Sunday, and I'll catch you in a little bit. So now we're kind of on to the final video, which is the basic kind of walkthrough of call tools, which is the dialer you're going to be using with our company. Once a call comes in, it's going to recognize that on the back end and list all their information. So it's going to list their first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. You can put here, so it's going to look a little bit different, but if you need to add a note, let's say you forgot something on there, I want you to you can go back and create another note on here. So you don't need to necessarily know that, but it's good to know on the back end why you might see a contact twice. If you mark it as wrong number the first time, that's why you'd see that contact again. Alright, what is going on, guys? I appreciate you making it to the end of the vlog. This is the end, but obviously I want you to stick around just for a little bit of an update. At the end of each of these vlogs, I'm going to be doing obviously a weekly recap, kind of breaking down the numbers, what I did this week to kind of accelerate the business to the next step. One, I guess it might be a little bit cool for you to just kind of follow along the journey and just maybe replicating your business if you're running something similar, but also just keeps me accountable. So I can't just come to these vlogs, which I'm holding myself accountable to every single week, and say I didn't really do nothing. Obviously, I'm not going to bullshit with you. I'm not going to lie or anything like that. This is simply just breaking down exactly what I did on the week of May 17th to the 22nd, I believe. Yeah, today's the 23rd, so today's Sunday. Obviously a new vlog is going to be starting up tomorrow on Monday the 24th. But this week was kind of a foundation week for me. Obviously the first week I've done this vlog, so things were a little bit more tricky just because I had to keep in mind that I wanted to film as much as I could. But that's no excuse or anything like that. So this week I really made the goal. Last Sunday I made the goal of, I wanted this week to be all about kind of that transition period over from texting to cold calling. Obviously, if you don't know, things like the Trace Act have come about, just making it a little bit more difficult, which we don't know what the boundaries of that are yet, but hopefully by the beginning of June we're going to know what that looks like in terms of how we need to position our business. But I think it was time. I know cold calling in this business, in my opinion, which you might have numbers to prove it wrong, but just from what I've seen and obviously copying other people that have been successful, cold calling has been one of those things that's the most scalable at the cheapest price, and it's just consistently working. It's proactive marketing. You're going out there and getting deals by actually talking to people. You're not waiting for people to respond to you. Obviously there is a follow-up procedure to it. The average cold call deal, they say, takes between 2 to 3 months from the initial call to close. So obviously there's going to be that delayed period in the business, so probably expect that in the next coming vlogs. But you guys saw probably in this week I was hiring a bunch of cold callers. I was trying to figure out what I was doing, how much I wanted to pay, where to hire them from. So initially had a bunch of interviews from Upwork. Ended up finding one person which I thought was going to start on Friday of this week, but I was a little bit too lenient. I really just didn't. He was trying to figure out times, and it just really didn't work out. He was trying to do part-time and then move to full-time. And as a business owner, I have some sort of kind of process I'm trying to work with, and I needed somebody to just start on my schedule right now. So ended up putting him on the back burner. If he comes back, great. I think he has a lot of potential. He was from Pakistan, and then I do have a caller that is starting on Monday at $5 an hour out in the Philippines. He looks like an absolute killer. Was supposed to have 2 interviews on Saturday, but they didn't show up, or they were a little late. And I'm all about discipline in my business. I'm not going to give a second chance. This job is replaceable. Not to say that not to boast about my business or anything, but you got to be a little bit disciplined, right? So this week was all about cold calling, and then this is kind of transitioning what I want to do next week. But I posted a job post on onlinejobs.ph for more of the Filipinos. It did cost me $70, but I'm going to cancel it as soon as I find a few applications. I'm trying to think. Now I really want to be aggressive with it. I think I'm going to go for 5 callers, make that price per hour a little bit less, but obviously have bonuses, spiffs and stuff like that, which you guys have probably saw I talked a little bit about in some of the clips I recorded this video. But just in the day alone, I get 130 hits from it with 18 applications. I'm not really sure the quality of it. I'm going to go through it first thing Monday morning or tomorrow morning and see if I can set up a bunch of interviews. So you'll probably see that in next week's vlogs, just raw footage, because I'm sure you guys might enjoy that, because that's kind of just something that I would want to know if I haven't hired somebody, learn from my mistakes and see what might work for hiring. And I'm just trying to give you guys everything I'm doing, to be honest. So let me see, starting tomorrow, interviews all week, 18 applications I have so far. So again, I talked about transitioning out of the texting. I'm not sure, I'm still keeping it in place, reducing the number a little bit. I don't think it'll be banned or anything like that, but from the consensus of just generally what I've seen is probably going to be where you can send out between 500 to 1,000 texts a day. I'm not really sure how that works, but in terms of the deals, we didn't close anything this week. Was supposed to have one close on Friday. You guys saw that the buyer had backed out, and I'm honestly having a tough time trying to find another buyer even close to that number. So I did get non-refundable earnest money, which is $1,000 from that person, which I'm obviously going to keep, but I still want to help out the seller and try to find a buyer. Even if I break even on that, maybe I'll take home $1,000 just because that non-refundable EMD. But if I can at least pull 15, I have it under contract for 12 and a half, pull 15, I'll make 3.5, because I hate taking my word back on a seller and just being that person. We're here to solve problems, right? So 0 deals, but just to break that down, I have a goal of 250 this year in assignment fees, 250,000 in assignment fees. So it breaks it down to about 62 and a half per quarter. This quarter I've closed 32 and a half, so I need to reach 30K more in assignment fees by the end of June, which transitioning to cold calling is really tough. I need to hold myself a little bit more accountable on that number because I need to find some unicorns. I need to hop on the phones myself. I think I've been making a little bit of an excuse. I set a goal of 1,250 dials on the dialer myself this week, which was about 250 a day, and I didn't even get close to that. I think it was right between 400, right around 400 dials. I made excuses for myself, and so that's just me being wrong with you. I don't want to lie or anything like that, but it's just cool to look back and see what I could have done differently. But that's pretty much for this kind of end of the week vlog. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to see anything in specific, obviously you don't really know 100% of everything that's going on. I can't show everything, but if you have any certain things that you want to see me film, more conversation with seller, more interviews, you guys let me know. I appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, support the channel if you guys want to see more. And with that said, I'll see you guys next week in the next vlog.